The parable of the friend at midnight is central, pun intended, to understanding many other parables which connect dots to the context here. So we read here, who out of you will have a friend and will go to him at the time of midnight and would say to him, friend, lend me for my usage 3 loaves of bread. We're first understand midnight is the finish of the second watch time. So Jesus in Mark 13:35 is basically enumerating the watch times of the night according to the parable of the doorseer, where again, midnight is the second watch time conclusion, third watch time beginning. So this takes us to Luke 12:38 now, where we see the second and third watch times mentioned, where again, the second watch time conclusion is midnight. The third watch time begins at midnight. This is important because this identifies the one out of you, this one, who out of you as third watch timers, because it's at the time of midnight. So there's actually 4 casts of characters, where let's come back down to verse 7. This is the friend who has the bread with the playing ones. And there's a couple keywords now that we have to pay attention to. The playing ones have come into the lying down with me, and I, the friend, as having risen. Okay? And then here again, I say to you also, even if as one being risen. This word here, anistemi, takes us to the context of what's happening at midnight when we rise. In Mark 12:25, Jesus says, for as when as it were they rise, anistemi, which is a verb, out of the died ones, they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but they are as angels in the heaven. So as is not a simile. It's the adverb modifying the rise. So they rise as angels. So the one having risen in the parable is now an angel. The making the spirits into his angels, Hebrews 1:7, are officiating spirits. They are dispatched into the service because of those who are about to law accordingly allot safeguarding, who are the playing ones. And the playing ones have not risen, but the one who is having risen is an officiating spirit who will be dispatched into the service for the playing ones. Playing ones are in the same word family as chastising or chastisements, training, learning. So the playing ones are at the beginning stages of learning at midnight. So they're also third watch timers. According to the middle of the night, Matthew 25:6, when the door is shut, the playing ones enter the door at midnight, which is not the wedding feasts, okay? Playing ones are not coming into the wedding feasts. The officiating spirits as angels are coming into the wedding feasts with the bridegroom. So the friend in the parable who has risen comes into the wedding feasts, where those who are locked out saying, Lord, Lord, open to us, are the requesting ones in the parable of the friend at midnight. Hence, request and it will be given to you, the bread. Seek and you will find, the regency. Knock and it will be open to you, the door. Not at midnight, obviously, but the third watch time conclusion door. Again, Luke 12:38. They will be knocking in the third watch time to enter the wedding feasts last, at the finish of the third watch time, beginning of the fourth. And we see the wedding feasts mentioned back here, which points back to Matthew 25, verse 10, where those who come into the wedding again and the door was shut are the friend in the parable of the friend at midnight having risen. When we rise, anistemi, as angels, Mark 12:25, where again the playing ones are inside the door with the friend having risen, anistemi. Also, even if as one being risen, anistemi, the friend who entered the wedding at midnight, he will not give to him, the requesting one, as also not because of his being his friend, but because of his immodesty, he will give to him as one being raised. Now, this one being raised is agiero, not anistemi. This is the same word translated wakened or awakened. Where if we come back to the parable of the 10 virgins, we see all of the virgins are awakened, agiero, where the ones who did not have oil are not prepared. They are locked out of the wedding feasts here. So this is the requesting friend in the parable who is locked out, all right, who has been awakened, but not prepared. The one here, you, who out of you requesting has no bread. They are locked out of the door of the playing ones down here. But there's also a friend here who this one wants to provide with bread. Where now I'll get into a discussion concerning the figure of bread, which we'll have to make for another video. God bless.